This week I starred in a wooded area of a country. I like wooded areas. I am from a wooded area too. It's not quite a common place where we get often. Behind this gate, which opened for my van, there is a surprising estate with typical houses and cottages. The owner bought this house in the middle of this park. The other houses were still occupied by other families, but as soon as they left, he bought those houses too. And now it has become one open park, beautifully maintained by his son, who is living in one of the bungalows behind his house too. I painted such a house 2 or 3 weeks ago, a white house in the forest, but that was a smaller one. I just showed an image of that house on my cell phone to the clients, and they immediately asked me if I was able to paint this one more impressionistic. And I will do that because this will be painted on a larger size, so then you don't have to paint very tight lines, you know. That other one was really small, and a house in a small size needs really tight, well-organized composition and so on. And that other one had a flat blue, clear sky above the house. I even made the trees larger in that composition so that I didn't have that much sky, a blue part above it. But here it's different. The trees are higher, and I will look for a place where I can play with the background and the foreground. So what I want to do is think from the background. And that's because I paint a white building. And as you probably know, in watercolor we don't paint white. We leave it white here and there. And there are large trees over here, different trees. So that's not flat, that's not tight, you know. And I will use them as a dark background to let appear that bright white house more in the foreground. I found a spot over there. There is a little bridge, beautiful, like that bridge of Claude Monet in Giverny, the French impressionistic painter. I think that's a good spot. It's not too high, so then I will see still several trees higher than that roof, so I don't have too much sky. And then the sun will be more from the left. It will shine on that white wall, but it will show shadows as well. I think that's a good spot. And then I will draw it to feel if this is a good composition, and then tomorrow I will send them a composition sketch and hear what I think. This park has a Monet bridge. Claude Monet was one of the most well-known French impressionists. I used to watch his paintings and books for hours as a child, fascinated by his rough but sharp brushstrokes and clear colors. Later in his life, Monet used to live in Giverny, where he created his own garden. It still exists, you can visit it. This small bridge is famous and became popular all over the world. I've painted several houses in the countryside. Some were farmhouses, others were cottages. Sometimes a garden is chaotic, sometimes it is tidy. The result is partly determined by the situation. This house has a tidy garden. The flowers and plants fit well together in size and color. I need more of the trees for some chaos in my composition. Walking through a tidy garden is calming and nice. Watching a tidy garden in a painting can be boring. Well, I sent the client a picture and they are okay with this sketch. They sent me a message saying that the artist is totally free to do what he wants to do. Can be worse, no second sketch, no special wishes or expectations, so I can start. I will work this one out on a larger size in color, of course, and there are two things in this composition that I really like. The first thing is that I like this cinematic view. It's a cinematic view because it's a quite long format, a long size, but it's small. And the second thing is that I waited with the darkest tone until the end. The last part of the process was painting that that old dark oak tree in the foreground, and that became black. While I was doing that, I had to make several shadows in the distance a little darker, but not too dark. And now the house remains in the distance. And we see that from here, where we are standing in the shadow of that old oak tree. Do you see what I meant when I was explaining there in the garden that I want to paint a white house without using white? So I start from the white of the paper. I pack it with darker tones. So I think from the white paper and I build it up in steps from the brightest white until the darkest black. And everything that I paint on the paper has the function to let this shine. So I am painting a white house without using white. This means that I care about all the other colors, to let that bright white shine. Every color I mix and put on the paper has to make the white more white. It always starts with the sky, where the light source is, and then I paint reflections. People think I paint their house, but actually I only paint lights and shadows. Well, I had a plan, and when you have a plan, the work goes really fast. There's no need to think or to doubt. I have been studying on the house on location while I was drawing with the pencil, and then here I made a tonal sketch with ink, and that helped me to think about a plan. And yeah, I think it's finished now. I will send them a picture and see if they like it. It's late, I'm tired. I'm delivering this painting now in Amsterdam. That's another White House that I painted 2 or 3 weeks ago. They will receive this tonight, and then the weekend starts. I just uploaded a video for the members. It's a video about a frequently asked question, a kind of studio tour, while I explain why I choose several materials, paper, brushes, paint brands and so on. I've been showing my gear for more than half an hour, I think. So if you are a member, then check it out. And if you are not a member, then you see in the description a link how to become one. Thank you. Nice to have you here again. Enjoy your weekend. See you next week.